welcome to my channel. Welcome back for any return viewers, subscribers. I super appreciate you swinging by and giving my video a watch. Today I wanted to try to do a quick video, basically just touching on one of the obvious things that I work with, being a life coach, well, and a health coach too. I can't really say this particular time of the year one side of my coaching hat gets more attention than the other. But anyhow, as a coach, I work mostly with people to fulfill goals. And coming into the new year, I know this is the time where a lot of people do that traditional New Year's resolution thing, i.e. a New Year's goal. Or goals, obviously, if you've got more than one. So I wanted to basically kind of hit on this subject in a similar way that I've touched on it before, and I will, I know I'm kind of doing a slow job at picking up the pace with actually linking videos, other videos to my videos. So, but I will try to soon link one of my previous videos up in the cards where I touched on why a certain goal that is one of the most common goals for people to make as far as a New Year's resolution or goal, which is weight loss. And so there was a video that I did specifically on the goal of weight loss and how statistically more people fail at fulfilling that goal than succeed at it. So I'll try to link that video up. Well, is it this way or this way? Gosh, I can never remember. Anyhow, I'll try to link that video. So kind of carrying a little bit of that message I think I was trying to make in that video, which was basically, we have to, if we really want to get serious about fulfilling a goal, which in order to fulfill a goal is usually going to require some kind of behavioral change from us. So in order to fulfill a goal, we're going to need to create a strong why we're even wanting to fulfill a certain goal. So in that video I was mostly highlighting weight loss and some statistics around that. So in this video it's just kind of more of a general thing in regards to any New Year's resolution that people might have. So in order to really motivate ourselves to change, we're going to have to create strong whys. Now, there seems to be somewhat of a strange relationship with humans and making behavioral changes, in that we hate making changes. So even if we're trying to create a change for our own benefit, even if that benefit is to become healthier, we have a hard time making change, period. And research-wise, it seems that even if we create a why that we assume will motivate us, and the why is based in a positive gain. So for example, I was recently watching a TEDx presentation. I can't remember the name of the presenter, and if I can, I'll try to link it in the description box, and if I'm slow to link that, I guess just thank you for your patience in advance, because I probably will be slow to link that. So anyhow, in this TEDx presentation, I'm pretty sure it was a PhD, a researcher. I think he too was a behaviorist. So he was explaining that kind of varying elements of what I'm talking about, what I'm trying to talk about here. And so one research experiment done, and I might get some of the specifics of this research project wrong, and so I'm just kind of more trying to highlight like the essence. So the researchers, I think, had 3 different groups, control groups. One control group was they were to receive like a fictitious bank account, and every time they made a change to the positive, they were promised to receive money. So it was fictitious, so it wasn't actually real money, but they could actually log into this account and kind of see their balance go up or down. In that case, up, or just stay the same. Second control group was that they would actually be penalized if they didn't follow through with achieving whatever task to basically fulfill whatever goal. And then the third control group, I don't think they had any bank account set up. I think they were just kind of left as like the neutral. And essentially what the researchers found was receiving a positive incentive for the control group where they were going to get paid to make the positive behavioral changes ended up having less people in the group make the actual change. The control group that had basically the threat of having money taken away from them, even though this is fictitious money, but just having the threat of money taken out of this account actually created more of a motivator for people to change and to fulfill the various goals that they were working on. And then the third group, I think, saw the least amount of change. So basically, the TEDx presenter is highlighting in his presentation that it seems that kind of time and again, research shows that first, going back to change, change for humans seems to be a very challenging task. And a massive part of why that is because we're so emotionally driven. Even though, yes, we do have a mind, we do use logic and reasoning, when it comes to certain things in our lives, we just seem to fall into the emotional self and become irrational. Even if that means that goes against making a change for the better, for a benefit. So, in essence, what the research and then the researcher of the TEDx presentation, I think, is trying to point to and tell us is that first we need to, I think, get more grounded with ourselves and our expectations of even setting goals, and create goals that are going to be actually sustainable for you to make a change. And so if those goals need to be more microscopic goals, because each time you just chip away at a micro step, you end up fulfilling and gaining much more ground. Whereas for some, and I think not just some, but I think a lot of people, if we try to make too big of a leap, it's too much change, and we're not going to want to stick to it. So basically, we need to come to terms with humans hate change, and that we need to find some methodology that is going to sustain us in making change. And if making more micro steps to change is what's going to serve you best, make the micro steps. But going back to that experiment that the TEDx presenter was talking about, I think unfolds another really important thing to talk about and to acknowledge as humans is that even though positive stimulus or a reward absolutely can drive change for some people, it seems that most people, maybe this is just a Westerner thing, I don't know if the researcher or the research group was just looking at Western cultures, but we seem to be a little bit more motivated when there's a threat of a loss. And I know that that can seem scary, and I think that's the point, is that if we kind of have two different ways that we could look at creating a goal. So say, and I'll just kind of revert back to the video that I was talking about that I did earlier, which was on the weight loss. Whoops, camera stopped recording. Too, I just noticed, holy moly, my neck blew up this video. All right, so say we're working with the common goal of the common New Year's goal of weight loss. Okay, so we kind of have seemingly two different pathways of setting a motivation to change. One pathway is kind of the reward pathway, which does work for some people. I don't want to kind of like try to steer anybody away from, if that pathway does work for you and it's been working for you, then please continue down it because it's working for you. Kind of want to steer people though that say you've made that goal before and you seem to kind of not follow through, but fall off from following through, which statistically speaking, your group is the bigger group. So it's more understandable if that is your experience. So I'm kind of talking to you people. If over here creating a stimulus for change was based on some kind of reward system and that didn't work for you, all right, let's try something new. Let's plop over here to the strategy of creating change with the motivation of having something taken away from you. And I get it that that's kind of almost sounds like doom and gloom, like there's a term for it, a psychological term, I can't think of it. But anyhow, not to be a Debbie Downer, but I mean, we're trying to get real here, and we're trying to come to terms with the reality of human behavior. And I think just behaviors of all creatures on the planet in general, it's hard to change. So coming over, and let's try the strategy of creating a loss. Your motivation to change is based in a loss or a lack instead of reward. And I know that sounds so contradictory to even some of the things that I've probably promoted and said before, but I'm a person that, like a coach, I am a coach, and I'm always trying to create a motivation for change for my clients, for myself, for people, in whatever way possible. And if this pathway doesn't work, you better believe I will skip and hop to something else just to find something. So I hope that makes sense. I kind of, as far as what to do, creating the motivation based in loss, that's going to be up to you. And depending on how hard of a time you've had with fulfilling your goals, you might need to create an even stronger connection of loss, even to the degree of, just kind of brainstorming an idea, but, even to the degree of maybe sitting in a meditation. And if, say, you're somebody that's dealing with like obesity to even being morbidly obese, What in meditation, what would it look like if, you could no longer do the things that you wanted to do? How would that feel for you in that meditation when you're seeing that through your mind's eye? If you have people in your life that you would be able to see losing connection to those people because of the inability to lose weight, does that create more of a stimulus to motivate you to change, to want to do something? Does the thought of loss create more of an emotional stirring within yourself than the thought of, oh, well, I can gain more self-esteem? And that's a wonderful thing, and I think still either way you go about it, that will be an effect. But maybe this way over here, the loss way, creates a stronger emotional response within you, and that emotional response is what we can start tapping into to motivate you to change. And so that's it for this video. Again, I will try to do my best to sooner than later link that one TEDx presentation in the description box below. But Happy New Year to everybody. I hope everybody is going to have a productive and authentic 2020. Productive in whatever way that means for you. And even if that means that you're a person that was looking to take more downtime or time for yourself, I hope you're productive in that. And that's it for now. If anybody has questions, comments, maybe you want me to do a follow-up video to kind of more expand on what I'm talking about. I kind of just wanted to highlight the two different pathways, and if the pathway of gain wasn't cutting it for you, try this one on, the pathway for loss. And if anybody wants to book a private session with me, I do have, I believe, some contact info in the description box for you to reach out to me. And I look forward to the next video, and thank you all so much for watching. Aloha!